Have you ever set up a goal, a long-term goal, and found that you don't know how well you're doing on it? Are you ever going to get there? Is it just a dream? How do you achieve that? Today I'm going to share with you a simple method to figuring out how to achieve your goals. Hi, I'm Scott. I founded penandjournal.com. I help people use journaling to increase their focus and their productivity and their mindfulness. And today we're going to talk about a method to evaluate your goals and how well you're doing. This method is called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. I've altered it to fit my needs a little bit. I've seen other implementations of 5-4-3-2-1, found that they were lacking a little bit, but I've added some detail, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So here we go. Okay, so let's talk about why it's important to have a goal review method. So most of the time when you have a project, you have kind of 2 points. And in your mind, you believe that those 2 points are in a fairly straight line. But the truth is, when you're working on a project, and this comes from years of experience, the path that you normally take is like this. And sometimes you have to go back, and then you come over here, and then eventually you reach your goal. So this is actually how projects really work. Now, each one of these turns and twists, is a new challenge, and you have to replan, and you have to start looking at how you can get back on course. So that's kind of why we need to have a project or a goal review system. The second complexity of a goal review system is that time is working against us in a number of ways. Essentially, it's hard to tell the future. So if we have 5 years in advance out here, and we have today out here, our percent certainty on what we're doing is much greater today than it is in 5 years. So, if we take this is 2 days, this is 3 weeks, this is 4 months, that's 5 years. Essentially, in 2 days, your percent certainty is probably 50%. I mean, there's a lot that can happen in 2 days. 3 weeks, maybe even less. 4 months, probably even less certainty. 5 years, you know what your goal is, but you're probably a lot less certain how you're going to reach that goal. So you got to do a lot of course corrections. Having a system to evaluate your goals is awesome if you can kind of stay in this area. If you can stay in your 1 to 2 days, maybe 3 weeks, then you at least have a 25% certainty. When you start planning out to, beyond 3 weeks into the months, 4 months, this area out here, you can't really plan very certain. If you are trying to be certain, then you're going to struggle. And that's just the way it is. That's the way projects work. Okay, before we go any further, I'd like to connect with you. I've got links in the description for Instagram and for a Facebook group. Please reach out and connect. If you have a hard time figuring out what your goals are or figuring out how realistic your goals are, I can help you set up some pretty smart goals. I can help you with the GROW method. Just let me know how's it going. Secondly, if you like this content, please click the like button. Also subscribe. That helps me out, gives me a lot of feedback, and I appreciate it. So let's take a look at an example of how we would do our 5-4-3-2-1. We've got 5 years. We got 4 months. We got 3 weeks. We got 2 days. And we've got 1 task. So let's come up with a hypothetical business for you. We've got, in 5 years, you want to have a small business. You want 5 products. You want 5 employees. And we want to have $500K a year per year in revenue. So let's say products and services. And 4 months, if we want to break that down a little further, then maybe we would have the first revision, revision 1, of one product and a sales channel. In 3 weeks, which you're starting to get into view here, you know, up here 5 years, this is a pretty far out goal. 4 months is actually a pretty far out goal. Hard to estimate what's going to happen between now and in 4 months. 3 weeks, a little closer into what you want to get to. Let's say that you'll have a prototype of your product and a tester. So maybe the tester is your little brother. And a prototype is, just some small version of the product. So here you're just seeking for feedback. So you're looking for feedback on your prototype. Now, in the next 2 days, you can certainly understand maybe the 10 tasks that you need to do. So you make a checklist. They make a checklist of maybe 4 tasks that need to be done that will get you that much closer. And then, iron that down to today, which is just 1 task. So you pick your most important task. So if you were to do this review every 2 or 3 weeks, let's say this is your area of clarity, and here's your area of uncertainty on how you'll get there, but then you can easily see that in 5 years, and then you've got 4 months will support that 5-year vision. Call this the vision here, and call this the goal here. And then you've got this stuff that's just a little closer. So in 3 weeks, you can easily come up with a prototype or finish your prototype, have a tester for your prototype. 2 days, you can at least make a checklist. You'll have some tasks. You'll have 4 tasks that you'd like to get done in the next 2 days. And then today, you've got that most important task. So that's how you do it. And if you spend your time in that 3 weeks to 2 days to 1 task area of your project, you do this every few days, you'll certainly be able to move your goal along. And before you know it, your 4 months will be 3 weeks away. And then before you know it, your 5 years will be 4 months away. And before you know it, your 5 years will be 2 days away. And then eventually you'll hit it. All right. Now you've seen how to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method of goal evaluation. And you've got some ideas on clarity and on vision. And you've got some ideas on how to identify the most important task that will support your goals. So let's give it a try. Put in the comments if you have any questions, any additional information that you'd like me to share. I'd love to connect with you. Okay, that's it for now. Bye, guys.